The secret order of the flaming heart, the spiritual lineage awakening now. Have you ever felt a fire burning in your chest? That searing passion, that heat of anger at injustice, or the warm glow of profound love? What if those weren't just random emotions, but signals? What if that fire was an invitation to join a secret order that has existed for thousands of years? Not an order with buildings and secret handshakes, but a spiritual lineage of the heart itself. Today, we're uncovering the secret order of the flaming heart, and you might already be a member. A few years ago, my world fell apart. A relationship I thought was my future ended. A career path I'd invested everything in vanished overnight. And in the rubble, all I felt was this burn. It was a painful, purifying fire. For a long time, I thought it was just destruction. But what I came to realize is that this fire wasn't just my fire. It was an echo of an ancient, sacred symbol. You've probably seen this image before, the Sacred Heart, in Christian art. It's often shown as a heart on fire, wrapped in thorns, wounded and bleeding. For centuries, people have seen it as a symbol of God's love and Christ's suffering for humanity. But what if the mystics saw something deeper? What if the thorns aren't just about pain, but about the courage it takes to love in a world that can be sharp and cruel? What if the wound isn't a sign of weakness, but a symbol of being radically open? And the flame, what if that flame represents the divine fire that lives in all of us? The part of God that is, as the book of Hebrews says, a consuming fire. There's a beautiful story about a 13th century mystic named Lutgard. In a vision, Christ offered her any gift she wanted. She asked for his heart, and in this mystical exchange, he literally took her heart and replaced it with his own. This wasn't about worshipping something external. It was about a total, internal transformation. It was about becoming a living flame. The mystics had their language, but there was another group that developed a secret code for this exact same process. The alchemists. The alchemists spoke of a special furnace they called the Athanor. They said it was the one place where true transformation could happen, and they taught that the Athanor was the human heart. Their life's work, the great work, wasn't about literally turning lead into gold. That was a metaphor. The lead was all the heavy stuff we carry, our ego, our fears, our trauma, our hardened habits. The gold was our true, essential self, the incorruptible, divine part of us that can't be burned away. And what powered this transformation? What created the heat in the furnace? They called it the ignis secretis, the secret fire. This fire is desire, it's passion, it's the life force that animates you. It's that burning feeling that tells you something needs to change. The alchemists knew you couldn't just think your way to enlightenment. You had to burn your way there, letting the fire consume everything that was false until only the gold remained. This isn't some strange pagan idea. It's an ancient human experience. The prophet Jeremiah, when he was persecuted for speaking his truth, tried to stay silent, but he couldn't. He said God's word was like a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with holding it in, and I could not. That's the secret fire. It's a truth so powerful, it demands to be expressed. That burnout you feel, that's the fire dying out. That passion you have, that's the fire being fanned into a flame. The alchemists teach us not to be afraid of the heat. The fire is the work. So if this experience is so universal, who were the keepers of this knowledge? Who belongs to this secret order of the flaming heart? They were the outsiders, the mystics, the heretics, the ones who dared to say that the temple of God was within. First there were the Gnostics. In early Christianity, they were the rebels. They taught that we all contain a divine spark from a higher, perfect source, but it's trapped here in this flawed material world, the world they believed was created by a lesser, imperfect God, a demiurge. For them, salvation wasn't about believing a creed. It was about gnosis, direct, personal, experiential knowledge that awakens that spark within you. Then there were the Essenes, the desert mystics who authored many of the Dead Sea Scrolls. They saw the temple in Jerusalem as corrupt and worldly, so they left. They went into the wilderness to become a righteous remnant, the true sons of light preparing for a new age. They believed purity wasn't about animal sacrifice, but about the condition of your heart and a life of devotion. They separated from the institution to find their connection to the divine. Sound familiar? Centuries later, this lineage re-emerged with the Rosicrucians. They were the philosopher alchemists who declared their purpose was to help humanity return to soul. Their central symbol was the rose cross. The cross represents the human body, our life in the material world, and the rose at its center, that's the soul, the heart, unfolding like a flower. Their mission was to live at that intersection point to bring the fire of heaven down into the earth of our own bodies. Do you see the pattern? The Gnostics, the Essenes, the Rosicrucians, they are all part of the same secret order, a lineage defined not by power or dogma, but by 3 core beliefs. 1. The divine is within you. 2. External authority is often corrupt and must be questioned. And 3. True liberation comes from direct, inner experience, the fire in your own heart. So the key to your liberation, the path to awakening that divine spark, is not in a book, not in a church, not even in this video. It's the flaming heart within you. And there is one story from the Bible that, for me, captures this better than any other. It's after the crucifixion. 2 of Jesus' followers are walking away from Jerusalem, totally defeated. Their hopes are crushed. A stranger joins them on the road and starts explaining the scriptures to them, reframing everything they thought they knew. They don't recognize him. They get to a village, they share a meal, and in the breaking of the bread, their eyes are opened and they finally recognize him as the resurrected Christ, and then he vanishes. But here's the most important part of the entire story. After he's gone, they don't say, "Wow, we saw Jesus." No. They turn to each other and say this: "Did not our hearts burn within us while he talked to us on the road?" That's it. That's the secret. Their ultimate proof wasn't what they saw with their eyes, it was what they felt in their hearts. The burning was the confirmation. It was a full-body resonance of truth. That burning is your gnosis. It is your inner authority. It is the compass of your soul. So from now on, when you feel that fire, whether it's passion, or grief, or anger, don't run from it. Don't numb it. Get quiet, and ask it, what are you trying to burn away? What illusions? What fears? What old stories are you turning to ash? And what gold are you trying to reveal? The Gnostics, the Essenes, the Rosicrucians, they aren't just historical footnotes, they are a mirror. They show us that the path of the spiritual outsider is an ancient and honorable one. This isn't just a story about them, it's a story about you. If you have ever felt that there must be something more than what you were taught, if you have ever felt that fire of longing for a deeper truth, if you have chosen to walk your own path, even when it's lonely, then you are the lineage. You are a keeper of the flame. Welcome to the secret order of the flaming heart. Now I want to hear from you. This is a community of fellow travelers. What is your heart burning for right now? What truth is it trying to reveal to you? There's no right or wrong answer. I promise I will read every single one. And if you want to go deeper into this alchemical path of the heart and learn the practical tools for this journey, you'll find the links to my books in the description below. Thank you for walking this path with me. Keep that fire burning.